Have you ever wondered if prosperity is a word that's just meant for other people? Have you ever felt like I hear these words prosperity, I hear them in the scriptures, I hear them from motivational speeches on stage, but it seems to filter me out? My name is Marianne Hickman, and I got to tell you, I have felt the same way. In fact, I just ran into these checkbook rosters filled with some of the financially most difficult times in my life. My bank account dancing around and going below negative, and feeling like everyone was entitled to it except me. I was a mom of 5 kids. I was married in a really tough situation. In fact, I was about to become a single mom of 5 kids. And I thought, you know what? God, you promised me more than this. You promised me better than this. I feel like I'm doing some good in the world. I feel like I'm smart. I feel like I've not broken any of the major rules, like none of the top 10. I'm doing pretty good. Yet I have not figured out this game of money. And God, if everything that you're telling me is true about I want my children to be wealthy, I want to give them everything that I have, then what am I missing? How have I not figured this out yet? So at that point, my knees hit the ground next to my bed at home. I felt like I had nowhere else to go. I had just balanced the checkbooks one more time. I was robbing Peter to pay Paul, filtering money through my PayPal account and my checking account to try and pay off the latest credit card bill and hopefully be able to make this month's rent, wondering where next month's rent was going to come from. I was on 4 different forms of welfare. My food was being paid for at the checkout aisle by the taxpayer behind me and from charities nearby. That Christmas that year, I didn't know what I was going to do. And by some stroke of good fortune, word must have got around because Christmas literally showed up on my doorstep in the form of presents for my kids that I wouldn't have been able to provide anyway. I literally, Christmas Eve, was with an empty tree with 5 children, and I didn't know what to do. I started negotiating with God at that point. I remember my knuckles being so white as I was praying so hard and saying, not a pleading prayer, not a grateful prayer, quite frankly, an angry prayer. I said, God, listen, I've tried everything I know how to do. And frankly, I don't know what to do from here. So here's what I need you to do for me. I either need you to put $100,000 in cash on my front doorstep, or I need you to show me someone who has figured out this money game, because I don't have anyone in my life that can show me how to win the way I want to win and the way that you tell me I can. I looked at my college professors. I looked up their incomes. They weren't making the money I wanted to make. I looked around at my family, my friends, the people in my community, and I didn't want to sound selfish, but I wanted more. If I was entitled to more, I wanted more. I wanted to be able to do more good. I wanted to be able to go and take my kids on trips the way I saw these other people that were good people doing. And in my mind, there was this rationalization or this confusion of, why can't good people be crazy wealthy? This doesn't make sense. I'm good people. Why can't I be crazy wealthy? And I realized that question has no good answers. So I asked a better one. I said, God, please put someone in my path that can teach me how to figure this out. I'd be lying if I said I didn't check the front porch. The 3 and 4 next days, I literally walked down the stairs, opened the front door, and I looked. Of course, there was nothing there, but I did get an invitation. You probably had the same invitation. I got an invitation to go to a meeting and listen to a speaker. And as I listened to that speaker, I challenged it. I came so skeptical. I thought, there's no way that this person is everything that they say to be. So I called him on it, and I checked it out, and I researched, and I found my first mentor. Then I went to another event and I found another mentor. And then I went to another event and I found another mentor, and I started to learn some things. And here's what I want to share with you. First and foremost, it doesn't matter what skills you have. It doesn't matter how good you are at whatever it is you're doing. If you don't believe that you are, by virtue of being a son or daughter of God, entitled to the wealth that is here, then whatever skill sets and whatever action steps you take don't matter. So repeat after me. I am entitled to the wealth that God has for me. That's step number 1. Step number 2 is to learn to monetize your message. You're good at something. You have expertise in some area. You might be a really good mom. You might be a fantastic cook. In fact, you know what? I've heard of people making tens of thousands of dollars a month from writing messages on potatoes and sending them in the mail. So don't discredit your brilliance. Don't discredit your intelligence. Step number 2 is to understand how you're brilliant. And step number 3 is to talk about it. Talk about your brilliance. Teach people to do what you do. Teach people to understand what you understand. Teach people how to exactly follow the steps of your system, just like I'm teaching you right now. Now, this is very simple, but if you follow these 3 steps and get really good at it, people are going to start asking you, how do I do what you do? How do I get on stages? Can you coach me? And when the first person asks you, can you teach me to do what you do? You say yes. You might even do it for free. But then you collect a testimonial from that person. And then the next person that asks you, can you teach me to do what you do? You say yes. And then maybe you say, it's $50 or it's $100. And the more you value your time, the more that you can make. Listen, it's my mission and my purpose to find the best people on this earth and make them crazy wealthy, because that's the promise I made to God when he answered my prayer. So here's what I have for you. I have a list of over 1,000 podcasts. They all need guests. They all need your message. And maybe you know that you have a message burning in your heart. And maybe you've never been on stage before, but I have to tell you, your skills are monetizable. You can, there's no doubt that you can make money doing what you know how to do by teaching others to do what you know how to do. So I want you to download the podcast database, mariannehickman.com/database. Go get that database. It's yours free. I want you to use this to get booked on as many stages as you possibly can, so that when the time comes for you to say yes to that next client, they have a way to find you. God bless. Take care.
Step up to the mic, this is your parade. Gonna strut down that path like you've got it made. Own your voice, let the world hear you shout. Dance on that stage till the lights burn out. Verses turn to gold when you belt them out loud. Let's rise on rhythm in the sea of a crowd. Every word you speak, every note you sing is another chance for the world to swing. Monetize your speech, let's reach the stars. We'll drive the beat, riding fast cars, making millions as we roll on through. This world's a stage and it's made for you.